But don't you think there are other products also? I mean, other chain cleaners which work like this?
No, chain cleaner is only to remove oil and muck. That's all about it. So, this in a single spray is going to remove oil and muck, also provide some level of lubrication and also provide rust protection. So that is why I said, you know what, you can use this. And it worked. All my motorcycles I did that. Even before getting paid by WD-40, I used to do it. So it works.
So it was not just a brand promotion.
No, not at all. No, WD-40 got to know about me by watching my WD-40 videos.
Okay, so coming back to the question again. As you have been reviewing motorcycles from ages now, on what basis do you spectate a motorcycle or on what basis do you review it?
Can you rephrase it?
On what phase do you review a motorcycle?
What phase?
I mean, like what do you look into a motorcycle before reviewing it?
Okay. See, I hope I understood the question well. There will be different stages of reviewing. One is your perspective about the motorcycle, when it is launched, with your previous experiences. Now today, even without riding a motorcycle, I can talk a lot about it, considering the previous models, the history of it and all of that. So that can be, it should be called a review, but it's your perspective about it. Okay, but on YouTube, everything is called a review. So that is one thing. And next review comes when you do your first test ride. Those are actually initial impressions. And the real review you can only give if you at least had the motorcycle with you for a week or so, which most of them don't get the opportunity to do. So only the person who owns the motorcycle or his friend owns it and he's been living with the motorcycle day to day can do a real review over this.
So how do you get all these technical informations about motorcycles? I mean, if, for example, if there's a new feature coming in or a new technology is introduced in the motorcycle, where do you learn that from?
Yeah. So my general understanding of engineering has always been good. It is only because of the DNA. I got it from my father. So it was very easy for me to understand engineering concepts, electrical concepts. So plus repairing the R1 helped a lot.
I mean, only the R1, right? Or the other motorcycles as well?
No, none of them.
Gave you so much trouble.
Yeah.
Like the first one. Okay, so since we spoke about reviewing now, which category of content creator would you put yourself into? Are you a moto vlogger? Are you a journalist? Or an influencer? Why? And how do you differentiate them?
That's a good question. Now, when I've been doing this for 12 years, I've been through different segments of my own evolution. So earlier days, 2012, 2013, I was simply a high-speed rider, riding superbikes. Then when I was repairing the R1, I became someone who spoke about technical issues. So then when I bought the Duke 390, I became a reviewer.
I think this is very relatable. I think we had a conversation wherein I told you, sir, see, I am not into influencers or motovloggers. If I experience something, then that is where I learn things from.
Correct. So after buying the Duke 390, I started reviewing the Duke 390. And then after that, I started reviewing more motorcycles from the showrooms when brand contacts you. So that segment of my life on YouTube lasted pretty long. I think from 2014 to 2018 or so. And in between, I did considerable number of tours. Could be Ladakh, could be this, could be Bhutan, all the way to Calcutta. So then I became kind of a tourer for a while. And then, because now I have nothing better to do, I have become a journalist.
So you have been in all the segments. So there is no individual label that you can review it.
See, simple. I'll always
What is the tagline? What is the tagline given on the poster? Can you just read? Can somebody just? Sorry? No problem. I mean, the boys have got it right.
It's a man with multiple visions. Yes. See, it's as simple as this. I'll only do
some. You mention only motorcycles there? Man with multiple visions only on motorcycles? Or? I mean.
See, I will only do that thing which is efficiently possible for me to do in that stage of my life. It's as simple as that. So whatever was efficient, beneficial, meaningful to me and the others, I did only that. So right now, I do not have the time to go on trips, many trips. How many times will I go to Ladakh and show Ladakh? Correct?
I mean, Ladakh has become like a signature for most of the
Yeah,
motovloggers
so,
out there. It's
you know,
like, you want that motovlogger title or a badge, you have to go to Ladakh.
So that, and so that way, right now the most efficient thing for me to do is use all my previous experience and the soft command that I have over brands and the goodwill that I have with people to be a people's person and do that level of journalism. So that works best for me. And you know, when you're slightly growing older, fast rides and all that, don't, you know, that's not in your best interest.
So, what made you slow down now?
Very good. One is I do believe that my reaction times are going slower. You know, earlier days I could accelerate from 0 to 200 within few seconds on a superbike, and I at no stage felt that will something go wrong. You know, I could see something 300 meters away, and before I could even think about it, I would start to apply brakes. Everything was working spot on. But now I know, I feel it, that my reflexes are going slower. And when you are riding at 250 kilometers an hour, you're doing 1 kilometer, I think, in like how many seconds? Correct? So if you see a dog 200 meters away from you, you'll not even have 2 seconds to react. So with my analysis, those days are over.
So basically, he's gotten old.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, it's a planned show.
I only look young.
Okay, coming back, since you spoke about speed, kilometers and all, do you really feel like, you know, racing in our country can make a future?
See, racing in any country cannot make a future in case you do not have the background, financial support or consistency for it. Correct? Any country. You could go to United States, Japan,
But I have heard like in foreign countries, usually, you know, people get opportunities. People support the sport as much as they support other sports as well. But in our country, somewhere I feel, okay, this is my perspective, something I have realized is everything is just business.
Correct. See, number one, we are still a poor country. We got to admit that. Okay. I mean,
We are rich by hearts, but still a poor country.
yeah, we are still a poor country. We got to, you know. I mean, see, today, if we have to get into racing, we will be earning in rupees and spending in dollars. Correct? Everything that we buy is imported. So that is not going to work. If you have to get into racing, you have to earn in dollars. And serious amount of dollars.
Okay, now since you have told that, okay, let me ask you, let me cross you out
Yeah.
here. For example, Rhinox brings up a race suit. They have just launched. It won't be an import, it will be purely an Indian manufacturer. Do you think people wouldn't opt for Dainese or Alpine Stars yet? Or will they still stick on it? They'll be like, okay, since Rhinox is coming, would they still pick up a race suit from Rhinox?
Something as critical as a race suit. Now, see, I mentioned I use BBG race suit. Okay, I still have it. I mean, I recently fit into it. It was a miracle that I fit into it after 5 years. Anyway, so.
And since you're growing old, everything is shrinking.
So, yeah. So, why did I buy the BBG race suit that time? Of course, I didn't buy it. It was sponsored. Okay. So, if today I have the money to buy a Dainese, I will only buy a Dainese. I will not buy Rhinox. I will not buy BBG. I will not buy.
Why not? Why do you want to spend dollars?
If I have the money. Okay.
Then India is not a poor country.
No. If I have the money, I said if. Okay. So I will buy a Dainese. Okay. I will buy, a top-end helmet. Okay. So, but if I have limited money, I will definitely have to look at Rhinox, BBG, race suit. At that point, now when you say, will people go for it? Of of course, money is one factor. Next factor is that we have seen racers wear dynasty and fall and get up. But we've never seen a racer fall and get up wearing a Rhinox.
I mean, if you fall and get up, I think people will still opt for it.
We will give a quotation to Rhinox for this. I am ready to. No side will have this. Smooth, no
Obviously, you are 40 now. So, what do you feel? I mean, will motorsports in our country grow in the next 5 years?
No way. 5 years is
10
near
years.
future. No.
20 years?
See, number one, first of all, families should have. I'll give you a simple example. If a youngster out of college has to go and earn money for his survival, he will never be able to do anything big. If his bread and butter comes from his job, if he has to pay rent from his job, also take care of his parents from his job money, there's no way he can get into something called racing. So your food, shelter, everything has to be on the house from your family. Or
And what about those people who are actually putting in efforts right now, going for training, participating in national championships? Is that all a waste?
self-satisfaction.
That's it.
That's all about it.
I mean, they would have a dream, right? I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, being on the track, who wouldn't dream like, okay, I want to ride a MotoGP track at least once?
So, I mean, I genuinely hope, wish that someone goes to MotoGP from our side. But you know, right? Even Moto3, Moto2, you have to pay. You have to get your seat into it. It's only, MotoGP where you get paid.
But don't you think, see, as comparatively now in Dakar, we have our Indian riders there.
Yeah.
And why not in MotoGP very soon?
So, I mean, yeah, one rider might go, one from India, but there'll be a million other struggling, correct?
Like that we have, right? I mean, one person would buy a riding gear behind him,
Yeah.
there'll be another 4 or 5 sitting and waiting.
I mean, see, I would like to.
Okay, I didn't point out at you.
I mean, I would like to encourage people to go down to the track. It's extremely important for you to get out to the track and ride because it's going to change your life with regards to understanding a motorcycle and riding motorcycles. Okay? Everything, your braking will improve, your body positioning will improve, your stamina will improve, everything will improve. But don't think about the outcome. Don't think that I will do it only if I become a MotoGP racer. Now I acted in a movie. So it is not to become a movie star.
Did you actually act in a movie?
Yeah.
What have you not done? You have flown planes. You have, who was that? Yeah, he's a pilot. Yeah. Wait. You are an IT employee. You are a motorcyclist, journalist, influencer. Okay, not influencer, YouTuber. What have you not done?
The movie also happened by accident.
Accident movie. I mean, what? You were just walking on the road. Somebody came with a camera from behind and shot you out.
So in my workshop, all of a sudden I had a big workshop in Hyderabad during Corona time. So a few people showed up saying that we are filming a movie. It will be filmed in Ladakh. So we are custom building a few motorcycles. Would you do it for us? And my team said yes, we will do it. So they got some Royal Enfields, Impulse and all of that. And when they were doing this, the main director recognized me. We watched your Ladakh videos to understand how Ladakh looks and all of that. So would you have any drone footage? These days shooting drone footage is difficult. So I said I have a lot of 4K footage, I'll send it to you. So I was only thinking about selling the 4K footage to them. So I get a call after 1 week saying that we watched more videos of yours and we have an offer for you. But please let me know what is it.
I'm sitting next to a celebrity, bro. I should take his autograph before going.
So they said, would you like to act in our movie? I thought, interesting.
Man mein laddu futa. And
And I said, say it again. He said, yeah, would you like to act in our movie? I said, yeah, absolutely. So what is the role? I said, now we'll star cast Bhumika Chawla ji. Okay. And Shrikant Garu, a very senior actor, Tanya Hope from Bangalore. She was Miss Universe runner-up.
no idea. I mean, you have more data about Bangalore girls than me.
Absolutely. So, Miss Universe runner-up. So they are the main actors. So the director told me that you will be their leader, taking them from Manali to Ladakh. I said, sounds very good. So
Did you actually tell with the same attitude and with the same tone?
I said, yeah, sounds good, absolutely. So I asked them, I mean, see, I got a full-time job to do, I have a workshop to run, I have YouTube to do. So how many days will it take? 15 days we will finish your role.
Here also, sir, he's like that sucklord, I have YouTube to do, I have workshop to run, I have all these things to do.
But it took 4 months for the shooting to finish. So, I mean, on and off. First they took us to Manali and Ladakh, and in December 2020, and we were there, -7, -10, whatnot, filming for almost 20 days. So I played the role of the tour leader, where Vikas Rachamalla ji would ask me, is it okay if I join your group? Show me your profile, I'll see your file and say, okay, then join.
That is what he told on the screen. Off the screen, what did you tell?
Bro, live bro! So, and then the movie was movie was launched in cinema halls, and then it moved to Amazon Prime. It's there on Amazon Prime now.
What's the movie name?
Ide Ma Khada. That is our
If
story.
you guys want to watch, please do watch.
Complete second half. After the interval, I'll be there till the end.
Behind who? Who was the lead actress? Vikas Rachamalla, right?
Vikas Rachamalla and Tanya Ho.
Yeah, right behind them. Do check him out.
I'm only interested in Tanya Ho.
Who is that?
Tanya Ho, right?
You don't know? I mean, I don't know. The way you reacted then. It's okay. It's okay. I still remember Valentine's Day.
And then I also consulted for another movie in 2023. Sharvanand, actor, very popular actor.
Sir, any roles, any chance comes, you let me also know. I'll at least get out of this place.
So in 2023, I had the opportunity to act again, but I chose not to because work from home was not there. so
Did you was that actually the reason,
Yeah.
or?
because so what happens is that once you commit for a movie, you are committed till it is done. So it could take next 1 year. Suddenly they say, because tomorrow we are shooting. Oh, but I have tomorrow.
Thank God you didn't have work from home. If not, to sit here again, you would have been like, give me, even this would be the charges.
No, but I consulted for the film where it's a motorsport film. They were shooting where Sharvanand plays the role of a motocross rider in the 1990s. So I completely talked about what the riders did that time, and also provided the required motorcycles and had discussions with the actors. So
You should have told about this movie scene earlier. No, I wouldn't have worn uniform. I would have worn something really fancy and civic. Guys, make sure this collab goes with me. Who knows when my Christmas will change. I mean, they are following you on Instagram, right? And then it's peace. I have all daydreaming going on right now. There's all butterflies in my stomach. Pray for me, da.
I am there, go for it. We are there with you, we sponsor also.
Okay, guys, you have any questions that you want to ask?
Yeah, please go ahead.
I totally forgot about you, man. I just got carried away. You have any questions? I mean, yeah, if you have. Don't tell me you
Yes,
guys wrote
written
and
down.
came. Oh shit. Guys, any questions?
don't try to Google my name and type space because it will say Vikas Rachamalla girlfriend. Seriously, not a joke. What? Yeah, Vikas Rachamalla ex-wife, Vikas Rachamalla girlfriend, Vikas Rachamalla Bombay girlfriend. That's what.
That is like coming a leader, right? Yeah, question.
Hi Vikas, nice to see see you here in Bangalore.
Yeah.
You know,
That's the truth.
so, I mean, you have been in the motor vlogging field from quite a long time. And what do you feel about the current motor vlogging scene? And also, to be open, to be frank, there's a lot of motor vloggers, there's a lot of YouTubers who are into motorcycle, who are promoting a lot of things which they are not supposed to promote. So what is your take on it? How do you feel? Do you think, how it should have been better or something like that?
Very good question. See, point number one, motor vlogging was never supposed to become a full-time profession. It was not. Nowhere in the world is motor vlogging a full-time profession. Now, Royal the Jordanian, I did a collab with him also. So, he's got a full-time job and is, I don't know now, but world's one of the top motor vloggers. So, the moment something becomes your profession, you will have to do things which you don't want to do. So, and then current scenario is that it became so easy also. See, on YouTube, it was way tougher. You had to make a YouTube video like you're making a movie. There's so much of work that goes into it. But now it is more of Instagram in the last few years. You simply make a 1-minute video and put it there. And a lot of people get viral. Accidentally or whatever. So they start to taste money. And this is big money, what you're talking about. Okay, all of a sudden, some brand is ready to give you 1 lakh. Someone who never before earned 10,000. For them, it is like 1 year of their income, right? And they wouldn't say no. So that way, we have reached a stage where it has got corrupted very badly. But in the end, there are bad things, there are good things in this world. All the illegal activities will keep happening no matter how much we try. So it is up to us if we want to ignore them and watch the good content, because we cannot stop them. So I always have a simple one line to say. You can fight a tiger 1-to-1 as a man if you are well trained and if you have some tools with you. There's a probability that you might win fighting one tiger 1-to-1. But if you jump into a pit with 1 million cockroaches, you cannot survive. Those cockroaches will kill you. So if you try to fight this, scum that is there right now, we will waste our time and exhaust our energy. Thank you.
Yeah, at last I have a question.
Go ahead.
No, I always ask questions. So that's why it was handed over to me first. So thanks for coming.
Thank you.
I'm here only because of you.
Thank you.
I've been following for like very long time, even in 2018 in one of the meetups in Bangalore. We met, I took a picture, it's been memorable. Coming back to my question, and it is about this podcast, right? So what is your view on podcasts? Like we had this 5 minutes, 10 minutes videos, earlier. Then it came back to like those 30 seconds reels, shorts, YouTube shorts and all. And suddenly there's a change, there's a trend of podcasts. Since you do a lot of podcasts, what is your view on that? And also I've seen a trend in podcasts as well. There's actually one channel with 2 uncles sitting and talking about.
I know what you're talking about. Whenever I don't get sleep, I watch that channel and I fall asleep.
So they again from that podcast they post another video, taking a 5 minutes clip from that podcast. This is a lot of things happening. So just want to understand what is your view on that and where this podcast is going.
See, number one factor that is required to do podcast is experience. Because if you have to talk about a topic for 45 minutes, 1 hour, you need a lot of experience. And yes, podcast can be very useful when, for an example, twice or thrice in a week you get 1 hour free. Probably you're having a drink, relaxing, Instead of watching some movie that you don't like, you can watch a podcast for an hour. So it becomes infotainment. So it is definitely a great genre, a great segment of anything. It could be motor blogging or any topic. So motor blogging, the podcast started very recently. Other genres podcast has been there. So I currently, the reason I do podcast is I do not have an opportunity to do anything else, to be very honest. And it is working well for me. So, and I add a lot of spice into the podcast. I keep, cracking jokes. So I believe it has got a great future.
Okay.
Yeah. Please.
We just have a follow-up question that there are actually two kinds of podcasts. Like the one which you make is very much relatable. Like anybody who owns a 400cc motorcycle, they can relate to it. There's a lot of takeaways from those kind of podcasts. And there is one more kind of podcast which the two uncles make, and this just goes over your head. And so why is this? Why do they do that?
See, it's very simple. First, when we get into motorcycling, people are obsessed with big bikes. Once you've ridden them enough, you appreciate how amazing smaller motorcycles are. 250cc, 400cc. I mean, they are unbelievably. And today, we are in a very fortunate situation in India where we have one of the best 400cc class motorcycles, correct? And at a great price. So, now I am at a stage where I have done enough with superbikes. So I genuinely appreciate this class and I talk about it. So I do not have a snobbish feel that, I'll only ride superbikes. Because honestly, riding a superbike in our traffic is a curse. You're stuck in first gear, what are you doing? Correct? So, and yes, anyone who's watching your podcast would be more interested if it is relatable. If you're talking about Bugatti, Pani Wale, V4, why you want to know about it? Correct? So that is what I wish to say is that any podcast has to be relatable, meaningful, because someone is giving you 1 hour of their time and a lot of mobile data.
That's why I think you get Varun on the show, right? That's why you get Varun on the show. You're a mechanic, right?
Tarun.
Tarun.
Primarily, there's Tarun, there is Motozo. So, I always try to get controversial people onto the podcast, but they are not enough.
Anybody else?
So yeah, since you have been riding motorcycles from a long time, what do you feel is the major difference from the era when you started and the motorcycles that's in the market right now? And what are the pros and cons of that? What do you think is being missed in the current generation of motorcycles?
See, we live in a great era, as I'm saying, today. Those days, 2010 or before that, if you had to get into motorcycling, you only had to buy an imported 1000 or a 650. And it's a curse, correct? Every spare part, even clutch cable you don't get anything. So, and they're not rideable in the city. Right? And today, you have, the number of options that we have, incredible, and they're very, very good motorcycles. So, we currently are in a great era, with regards to motorcycles, with regards to riding gear.
Do you feel like you were born in this era rather than being born the previous gen?
I like that era more because speed camps were not there and cops were not running behind us. So I enjoyed that era. Now I'm also enjoying other motorcycles, but this generation can't enjoy that era.
That is true. So I think that means we millennials are actually the luckiest ones, and we get to enjoy both. But yeah, not as much as classic like whichever you spoke the motorcycles. Now coming back to the same question, it's a follow-up question. What do you feel about the EVs that's coming up now? Like from Ultraviolet, they're coming up with massive motorcycles. I'm not just talking about the Olas or Intras, I'm talking about the big bikes like the Ultraviolet F77s we have, then they have come up with Shockwaves and They have a lot of future upcoming projects too, which is even more faster, even more aggressive. What do you think in next 5 to 10 years will EV take over the Indian market?
Very good question. I was probably the first person to support EVs in India. In 2020, I was invited by Ather to Bangalore to their showroom. The technical interview that I did, even the CTO could not answer for I think about 10 minutes. He had to probably go through some manuals with regards to battery and all of that. So I promoted Ather. I promoted MG. I did, from Hyderabad, I went to many nearby towns in an MG car to test range. Okay. And Pure EV, this, Revolt, all of that. Ola, one of my investors' company bought 2 Olas in the first lot itself. And what problems we faced. So one of my employee, he put his wallet and mobile phone into the trunk of the Ola, battery died, trunk won't open now. Everything dead, screen dead, all of that is stuck on the road. I mean, who doesn't put a key to the trunk? Correct? Yeah, so, correct? So, that is the time I realized that the EV makers are not auto enthusiasts. They are simple businessmen. And most of the EVs in India are kit EVs, mushrooming EVs. They bring in an EV brand, they bring the motor from somewhere, battery from somewhere, everything is ready to assemble. They sell so many 100,000 units. Even after that company shuts down, it doesn't matter to them. Because they'll rebrand it and bring the EV company again into the market. Okay. So, what was Ola CEO's response? People spent their hard-earned money, and the scooters were dying on the road. People were burning scooters. They were crying. And Ola's CEO didn't come in front of the media and speak about it once. What is the job of the CEO? CEO is not sitting in the factory and assembling scooters, right? His job, CEO is the first representative of a company. He did not talk to people at all. He didn't care a damn about people. I made a video, I said, answer. No response. So then I started losing respect towards the management of EV companies. Number one. Then, when you lose respect, you dig into a lot of things, like when your girlfriend breaks up with you, then she'll bring all the past, right? So, like that. Till the time everything is good, you don't dig into all of that.
Howard, it's like, he's like, tell yes. He's like, agree to it.
So, when I lost respect towards the EV management, then I started digging into it. We don't have any infrastructure here. Where will you charge your EV? Where? It takes 4 hours to charge a scooter. In your apartment, will you put it? Half of the apartment management is scared because scooters are catching fire. People are saying, don't park it beside the motorcycle, take it out, take it out. So, we don't have public charging infrastructure. I went into that also. I installed public chargers through my one of my companies. People stole 2-3 chargers and went away. Yeah, IoT enabled chargers, they stole it. It won't work if you steal it and go away.
The Indian stories.
So, each charger was 25,000
People in our country don't leave the slippers and shoes kept outside a mosque or a temple. Do you think they leave charges?
So all this happened. And now see, again, ultraviolet. I know the top management of ultraviolet. See, it's very simple. Why will I buy that sport bike of ultraviolet when it does a top speed of 155? I'll buy R15, yeah? If I only want top speed, I'll buy R15 and ride at 155.
Any ultraviolet users in the house? One from the media team. I think, Neeraj, you don't turn back. I mean, you guys use one of the ultraviolets, right?
See that?
No. Yes? No? Are you sure? Okay.
Simple, straightforward question. What is the USP that they're marketing? 155 kilometers per hour, high top speed. Bro, I'll buy 150cc R15. If I want to achieve the top speed and I'll keep achieving it till the time I reach the next fuel station, I'll fill fuel and again I'll do it. So, I even made a joke. I said, if you want to take your girlfriend's ex on a ride, You ride a petrol motorcycle, make him buy a ultraviolet that sport bike, go on a breakfast ride. You both will go, but he'll not come back. He'll be there charging. So, and see, there has to be a logical reason. Then they talk about acceleration, 0 to this. Bro, I mean, we are honestly not interested in that. If we want real acceleration, I'll buy a second-hand superbike in that money. It's simple. Correct?
True. I mean, actually true.
See, none of us have that extra money to go buy it as a toy. It's as simple as that. If we had that extra money, we won't buy it at all. We will buy the real superbike. So who is the customer for it?
Understood.
Good. What is the actual USP of any EV?
Golf cart. That is the only purpose of an electric vehicle. Yeah.
So, you're telling me that the people who are trying to make EVs, who bought EVs into projects. So whoever bought like Ather or Ola, they bought that into our country, EVs. You're telling they're proper businessmen. Okay, so now there are some brands that are actually who were proper motorcycle builders.
Legacy companies.
Yeah, legacy companies basically. Thank you so much. So they are trying to build EVs also, right? On top of it, right now, Royal Enfield is coming up with their EV. Do you think they can do it right?
The day Royal Enfield comes up with an EV, I'll sell my Interceptor.
It is already out. It's already out.
It's not. Is it on the roads?
No, no.
Yeah.
I
And
hope
then
not.
that takes I'll sell my Interceptor. My God.
Like no, but
No. Wait. Now realistic answer I'll give. Okay. So. Yeah. The last segment of your question, can you ask that again? Right.
so that you spoke about infrastructure and
Yeah.
all that,
Yeah.
about the new companies.
Yes.
Since they are trying to do basically business.
Yes.
So Royal Enfield or something like that, I mean, their name is not that great, but do you think maybe they can do it better? They can do it right?
Very good question. Now, more than Royal Enfield, there is an even bigger legacy company, Bajaj. And Bajaj Chetak. Okay. I was invited to the launch. They want to sell us subscriptions. Aren't we paying enough subscriptions already?
Netflix, Amazon Prime.
Correct. You give me a scooter, I will charge it, I'll not charge it, I'll ride it in super mode, fast mode, slow mode. Why do I have to pay for subscriptions? It's a turn off. See, you might be doing a great job. But, I mean, it's an economic scam. Earlier EMIs, now subscriptions. So everyone will have 50 subscriptions to pay. Or my scooter, I haven't paid subscription. Now it only go at 20 kilometers per hour. What should I do? So you make a good scooter, give a scooter. The day they stop subscriptions, I'll think about it.
And yeah, coming back to the EVs, right? When you told about Royal Enfield is coming up with it, do you have any idea how many years it took them to come up with the Himalayan 450? How many years of R&D it took? Google and see that. You'll get to know. You'll get all your answers.
A real internal combustion engine takes a lot of R&D to make a motorcycle. EV, nothing. Honestly, nothing. Okay.
He's very right in this point because you guys might not know. Ola has the main issue because of not just because of the battery, because of the cover. So right now what you're saying, what they're coming up with, what's the cover of that? So because of that they're taking subscriptions. Because I was there when Ola testing was happening and literally CEO doesn't give a damn about it. Trust me. They knew that this will be like an explosion and they were okay with it. Because they wanted to do the business first. He's my husband. He will
That's your wife, not mine. Ask her, no.
So basically, whenever you're expecting for any EV company to come up, go in there once they are doing the testing. From there itself, you will get to know what kind of business is going on. Because we knew from the start, once it had launched, within an year, Ola will have batteries of lithium. It will burst. And he's like, we'll test and see. So basically, Indians are guinea pig for the business.
How many of you guys have seen Spider-Man? The Amazing Spider-Man. It's just like that, you know. What are you removing? Okay. It's something like that, how Oscorps try, you know. Let's test and see what happens.
No, so what? Do you think the EV market is just basically a gimmick or just going with the trend? It's like people are now very conscious about saving the environment, nature. So is it just a gimmick, just going with the trend?
There are two reasons why people are buying EVs. Number one reason is people think that they're saving money. And anyone who understands 1% of finance and economics, how are you saving money? You are paying close to 2 lakh rupees upfront for a scooter. So if you pay cash, you're losing out on FD interest, which is close to 8%. You put it on your mother's name, you'll get 8%. Okay, that is 16,000 rupees per year. And if you take a loan, you'll be paying 12, 13, 14% finance. That is per lakh about 14,000 rupees. Okay, and how much will you ride? They'll say, oh, you can save so much money. Bro, maximum 100 kilometers in a day you can ride. Correct? Because you'll have to charge the remaining time. Correct? So, 100 kilometers in a day you'll ride. That is, on a regular scooter, it is 1.5 liter, 2 liters. Okay, so 200 rupees a day. That is if you ride every single day to prove a point. You will not ride it every single day. So even if it's 200 rupees a day, it's 6,000 rupees per day. 6,000. So how much is that? So it's about 70,000 change in a year. Correct? 70,000 change in a year, 2 lakhs recovery with inflation, with interest you are losing, and electricity you will pay. You have to pay. And electricity, how does it work? For first slab, so and so amount. Next slab, next slab. If you keep charging every day, you'll go to the highest slab. You'll almost pay commercial amount. So, you're paying for electricity. You already paid for the motorcycle. And they say, oh, we'll give you battery warranty for 8 years. Remember, after 8 years, they'll say, oh, according to terms and conditions, that 35,000 page book which you gave, which they made you sign. So, somewhere it will be written. After 1 year, every single year, it will be on pro rata basis, this, that, and 8th year, customer has to pay 70%, they'll pay 30%. Something will be there. They will not replace the battery fully. Yeah.
That's called your depreciation. And that will never show on your policy. Never. Even for your insurance, there is depreciation. It will never show. So when you reach like your 10 year, consider it as no value. Because your IDV will be around 20,000 or 15,000 of the
So, people who think they're saving money and buying, I'm shocked. I mean, like, this is basic finance and economics. Okay. Next, people who think they're saving the environment. How are we saving the environment? I don't know. All those big caterpillar trucks which go mining lithium, they are burning millions of liters of diesel already. Correct? And you're digging there. Now it seems they found some lithium deposit in Ladakh. Dig Ladakh also.
But that is the main selling point, and for a common man who doesn't think so far, it will obviously be like, at least I'm serving a bigger purpose.
Correct.
So it's basically a marketing scam. Yeah. People are just emotionally being blackmailed or just scammed.
See, that is what Indian
That is
business
not
is.
he put up, right? It's purely business.
Correct.
It's purely business. For example, okay, the question is for you. Do you really think you require a level 2 armor in a riding gear? Or isn't level 1 enough?
See, first I always say, when it comes to riding gear or helmet, something is better than nothing. Most of the people who ask me, which helmet to buy, because 10,000, 20,000, 1 lakh, I say, do you at least have one helmet right now? Do you have? No, I don't. Then buy whatever you can afford right now. Okay? Because the cheapest, even 1,000 rupee helmet will save your life. Correct? Because if you don't have a helmet, anyways, you're in deep shit. Right? So, first buy some riding gear. Whatever it is. It could even be just a plain leather jacket. and get used to it. It should become your lifestyle. Then we will think about level 1, level 2 and all.
But now how is the myth going on the moment you guys come? Bro, level 2 armor, level 2, oh everything level 2. And where and all you need level 2, elbow, shoulder, back, What about others? What about the fabric? What about your other part of the skin? So that is what, you show the big picture, you show only what you have to see. That is where people fall. And that's business. That's purely business.
See, in the end, in any business or life,
I will come and tell you, okay bro, pick up the dress suit, it has cow leather. What you will be like, oh shit, it comes with cow leather. You know what cow leather is. Do you even think, people remove, slice it out from a cow or a buffalo? Do you have any clue how the procedure works of making leather suits? Exactly. But what happens? The way I portray it, the way I put it out. Obviously, Shah Rukh Khan stands and tells, मतलब ये ले लो पैसे बचाओ. You'll be like, oh, Shah Rukh ने बोला हो गया. That is how business. That is where marketing, media, commercials, and actors also sometimes they come in handy like that and promote stuff. No sir. Am I wrong?
which actor?
I don't know. I mean, what was the lady? So like how he asked, Ladakh, I mean, even I want to come for the trip, show me your profile. God knows what happened behind backstage.
All truth is not to be told.
Off camera, off camera. There's a live going on. Whatever happens.
Okay, now coming to a very basic layman's question. What is the first thing for a motorcyclist that he has to look into when he is picking up his first motorcycle? Should he invest on the most expensive riding gear? Should he pick up the most efficient motorcycle or a motorcycle that is having the highest tech?
My philosophy goes back to the same thing. We have to be true to ourselves and see where we stand in life. Got it? So, the best motorcycle to buy is that motorcycle which you can pay in cash and buy. Number one. Without getting into heavy loads and all of that, because it's very important for youngsters to understand this. Whichever you can buy, if it's 1.5 lakhs, 2 lakhs, you pay cash, you buy. That's your best motorcycle.
Understood? Yeah. Okay, now coming back, this is slightly a controversial question. Do you really feel like, influences in this generation use nudity as a prop to gain? Nudity as a prop to gain attention, likes, views, and are they guiding the motorcyclist or the next generation in the right direction?
What is that word? I didn't understand. They use it as?
Nudity as a prop.
Unity.
Nudity.
Nudity. I like it, but So now let's talk about what people should do. That's my personal opinion. So now, if we are talking about someone who is kind of using their attractive look to gain views on motorcycle videos, I say that, do it. But you know how to do it. While riding motorcycle, don't wear something very, what's called skimpy and right. But before getting onto the motorcycle, your intro should be in something skimpy. And then when riding a motorcycle, wear a jacket and ride. Best of both worlds. We get to see what we get to see, and safety is also promoted.
What a perfect answer that was. I don't know how many shows. I swear.
Why should we miss out on something they want to show? Like, why? I'm only concerned about what she's wearing while she's riding a motorcycle. Before she's getting onto a motorcycle, please be free. It's a free country.
He's single too.
But this thing is not prevalent in India, in Europe and other countries.
What?
The nudity, selling the nudity.
Are you sure?
Yes.
See, ask the youngsters. Ask the youngsters.
We will forward some videos to you.
Take his Instagram ID. Please do forward and become content whichever you feel like. Yeah. Okay, he is such a guy, even if you keep your finger in his mouth, he won't bite. That is, that innocent he is. Right? I mean, friends. Yeah. Okay, so what do you feel about the new generation of influencers that are upcoming? Are they doing things right? Do you feel, are they missing out something? Because you guys have more experience compared to the newer generation.
They are entertainers. Right. So they are not influencers or they are not worshippers of motorcycles. So they are entertainers. So if we look at them as entertainers, that's okay. Like, don't care a damn about them. Correct? I mean, they could be a dance video by a very well trained dancer, and they could be something silly, someone jumping here and there, that is also a dance video. So those are like chapris of the dance industry. So we will also have those kind of people in the motorcycle industry. They are only entertainers. So we should not give them a status of an influencer. So let them do what they want to do. In the end, they're only wasting their time.
It all depends on viewers' choice, what they want to watch. With
Absolutely.
jacket or without jacket, it's up to you. I mean, riding is however they ride. Why is that smile? Why is that smile coming up? So, okay, like I asked you earlier a question. The same question carries forward. Do you really think, investing on a riding gear? I mean, what is the basic minimum investment that you feel has to be invested on the riding gear?
Yeah, so see, number one, the protection that you need is directly proportionate to the speeds that you do. Correct? If you are going to be riding in the city only, you're not getting onto highway, you like to, for an example, ride a 200cc within the city, commuting, buy the most basic gear. What speeds can you do here? Correct? Buy a 5,000-6,000 rupee helmet, 7,000-8,000 rupee jacket. Gloves are very important. Even most basic gloves can save, because when people fall and when they're not trained how to fall, there's a way how to fall. Again, people put their palm, and getting this skin cut is, oh my god, it takes ever to heal because it keeps stretching like this. So gloves are important, and that way. But if you are someone who's doing higher speeds, where the inertia increases, according to physics, you're going to hit harder to the ground if in case you fall. Then sky's the limit, spend whatever you have.
So it is all based on purposes, what you are saying.
Absolutely.
Done. You guys have any questions? Sure. Okay. Now, one small thing I want to ask, like usually people plan up their long rides, but people are very ignorant in planning the breaks what they take. There are certain people who hit up long stretches in one stretch. There are certain people who frequently stop. What is the right way of taking breaks during long rides?
Excellent question. The best way to calculate your break on a long ride is every time you stop for a fuel stop, take a break. Right? Get off the motorcycle, walk, probably go to the washroom, drink, eat a little bit if you can. That is the way that you can remember that I need a break now. Right? It could be 200 kilometers, it could be 250 kilometers, whatever, you will have to stop, right? That is the best way to take a break. And safest place to also take a break, instead of stopping on the highway on the left side, fuel station is the safest way.
So coming to the last question for the day, can we have a small brief on the inline 4 engineering? A short brief.
Yeah, of a business you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
so
guys know what it is? Okay. It's called inline 4 engineering and inline 4 production.
So in India, I own the name Inline 4. Very few people know about it. Yes. So you can go on to Intellectual Property Ministry of India and type Inline 4. I own it in 3 classes. Class 35, which is a marketing class. Class 25, which is a clothing class. Class 37, which is automotive repair development class. So no one apart from me can use this word inline 4 commercially in India. There is one company which is selling stickers and all that. I had a discussion with them. Since they're selling stickers, it's okay, let them sell it, that's fine.
Engines, and he would have.
They better pay me royalty, or we will send a legal notice to them.
Fair enough.
So I own it. So why did I register this? It's very tough to get a brand name registered on your name. You know, it takes years, and it's also a matter of luck, calculation, all of that.
But you're God's favorite child, no? One with golden tooth,
So
girlfriend at a very young age, actresses behind him, that too in Ladakh, cold climate. Yes, I don't have to tell.
thank you.
Still, I mean, he's 40 and still looks young, very young. In fact, guys, he's looking for a girlfriend in Bangalore, so any of your college mates or anybody who's single, I mean, Vikas is always available.
info@inline4productions.com email.
Yeah, coming back to inline four.
So 2019 end, I started my workshop in Hyderabad. I was looking for a name. So then I understood what is intellectual property and immediately applied for registration and registered in multiple classes. It took a few years. So I started a workshop, 600 square yards, very big, 600 square yards is in high-tech city. We were doing very well. At any given point of time, we would have over 70, 80 motorcycles there for service. But again, you know, I bit off more than I could chew. This is too much. You can't get spare parts to fix all the motorcycles, and the people, my partners who were working there, were not maintaining the best discipline possible. So after about 2.5 years, I had to gracefully shut it down. But in between, I did a lot of things through that engineering company. I provided IoT solutions to a Dubai company, where food delivery. We developed an IoT food heating box where you keep the food inside and it is delivered, it stays warm. So we did all of that, and so this is how the name Inline4 started. So Inline4 Productions is my where I do all the media work, and then with the flow, what I did is that since some people are calling me journalist, so
I didn't call, I asked him, are you a journalist?
So, very few people know. I recently started www.inline4news.com. So you can type it right now. So we are a news platform for motorcycles exclusively across India, and you all other journalists, any article, anything, go ahead, send an email to us at info@inline4news.com.
Not your classmates' phone numbers.
So you can go to inline4news.com and download the latest edition, April edition. Digital copies there. We'll come out with physical copies also. Not many people are going to use the physical copies, but it will be more like a trophy. We'll send it to people as a gift. So that way, next I will also get a press card.
How many startups you have? I mean, how many are operational?
Good question. So the major tech startups, they either got shut down or one I sold.
You also had some drone startups.
Correct. So we developed a drone for our government along with a team. So, and we also made a racing drone for the movie industry where it could fly at about 160, 150 kilometers per hour and shoot action shots. So that we sold a few drones, but commercially it didn't work out so well. One of my tech startups named Rental Score India, that did considerably well. I held minority stake in it. I had 20% stake. The main investor had 80% stake. So I was the main person who was working. Rental Score India is about organizing renting in India. So it's about tenant would have a profile, property owner would have a profile. So before we did a lot of marketing to the public, there's another big company who was interested, and the majority stakeholder who held 80%, he decided to sell it. But it was good, it was valued at $2 million. So I walked out with 20% stake.
So, in all your startups, are you the brain of the startup or you are the investor?
Most of the time it is the brain. Only in the service station, I was the investor and the brain. So later on for the service station, also I got an investor, but that's a different story. But the tech-enabled startups, I am generally the brain behind it.
Another follow-up question. Since we are also working at corporate, will it not conflict their interest since you also working on a startup?
So very good question. So when you're working for a corporate, So my corporate, what it does financial software. Till the time I don't make another financial software product, I'm okay with it. In India, you have a legal constitutional right known as right of life and liberty. So you can do multiple professions, multiple jobs, multiple businesses at the same time. Else, why would your tax returns have multiple income options?
But whenever you're joining the company, when you're joining any company, you're just signing the contract, right? Where it is written that you'll not be working for any other company or no, you'll not be doing anything on your own, something like that.
They cannot force you not to do anything on your own. It is against your constitutional right. But only clause is conflict of interest. Conflict of interest is that today if I'm working for a hospital, I shouldn't work for another hospital. But if I can work for the hospital,
in the same line of business.
exactly, conflict of interest, as simple as that. So if I'm a doctor, okay, if I'm working for one hospital, generally I shouldn't go work for the competitor's hospital, but I can have my own clinic. One of the logics. So I have all rights to develop my own life and my business till the time it is not competing with my company who's paying me. So that is one. And next is that when you're developing a startup, you're not getting paid. So you're not actually working for anyone. So you are developing something, and tomorrow when you're taking it to public and when you want to make money, you make someone else the CEO. You don't be the CEO. You be the investor and you have all rights to be the shareholder. In a company, you can be a shareholder and not an employee or a director. You can be only a shareholder. And also I'm lucky. So.
Exactly, God's favorite child. You guys got the title right, what to give him. Sir, but before that, you have Allu Arjun's number.
Only ladies' numbers I have.
You want anybody's? No, I mean, already we get one shy so fast. Okay. Okay, it's okay, you can blush later. Coming to the final round, one of my favorite rounds, it's called the rapid fire. So the rule is pretty simple. You won't have time to think, you will have options, you will have to choose, you will have to pick out one name, one answer. So,
Go ahead.
So the rapid fire round starts now. Bikes or cars?
Motorcycles.
EV or combustion?
Combustion.
Reviewing a motorcycle or riding them?
Riding.
YouTube or Instagram?
YouTuber.
A girl who writes or a girl who cooks?
A girl who writes and then cooks.
No, that can't happen. Choose anyone. You are not always the lucky one.
Let her write because finding a writing partner is very difficult. So cooking, I own a cloud kitchen, so I manage with that. So
One stupid thing you often see riders doing on road.
sorry. Not wearing riding gear.
One influencer you look up to or inspires you.
Has to be international. That is someone like Royal Jordanian.
One motorcycle that you would always pull out for any rides.
The KTM Duke 390.
One person from your phone book whom you would call in for any rides.
Any rides? Unfortunately, at this point of time, there is no one like that.
How sad.
Yeah, it is sad. Most of my friends have become old.
Including you?
Yeah, and young people left me. They found their jobs and yeah.
Okay, but still there would be any one person.
No, honestly no. Yeah.
Group rides or solo rides?
Solo,
Naked sport or fired motorcycle?
naked sport at this stage of my life.
One riding gear brand that you would always pick?
BBG,
GoPro or Insta360?
GoPro,
Hard luggage system or soft luggage system?
soft luggage system.
IBW or Motoverse?
I represented IBW before, so IBW.
Maybe next time Motoverse tickets would have come, he missed it. Highways or mountains, where would you choose to ride?
Mountains.
Ride with your action cam or without?
Honestly, without the action camera, but sometimes money is important. So,
MotoGP or F1?
MotoGP,
Circuit racing or off-road racing?
Right now, at this stage, I'm enjoying off-road racing.
Valentino Rossi or Mark Marquez?
I've only followed Valentino Rossi, so I would say him.
Isle of Man TT or MotoGP?
I love man Plus, especially I'm sitting here with that name.
Choose a weekend with your wife or would you prefer riding with friends?
I would prefer riding with a girlfriend.
Okay, I have no comments. Kawasaki or Yamaha?
Yamaha,
Yamaha or Suzuki?
Suzuki.
Suzuki or Royal Enfield?
I confused you. Suzuki or Royal Enfield?
Yeah.
Suzuki.
Suzuki or KTM?
KTM.
KTM or Honda?
Honda.
Honda or TVS?
Honda.
Honda or BMW? Wait, one
Honda.
second. Honda, right? Why? What's wrong with TVS?
No, I'm talking about like CBR 600 and that Hondas.
Bro,
Yeah, those Hondas.
Dainese or Alpine Stars?
I've used only Alpine Star, so I'll go with Alpine Star.
Aether or Ola?
It is like you want to die with poison or knife.
You decide.
Aether.
Aether or Alpha?
Aether.
Okay, if you had to choose one profession, what would it be? Your IT profession or motovlogging? Anyone?
Acting.
Actually, I didn't know about that. If not, I would have added this. Anyways, it was a wonderful evening. Thank you so much. I had. Okay, I would actually tell it was one of the best shows that I've had. Thank you so much for coming in. It was.
Thank you everyone for bearing with me.
I hope you liked it. I didn't put you in spot. And yeah, anyway, since I've told the boys, maybe next time, by the time you come, just give them a heads up. They'll find somebody for you in Bangalore as well. So that Bangalore becomes your favorite city, the first favorite
Right.
city.
I mean, there has to be a reason why you're visiting a city.
You can come meet me, Vinod, some Asim. Asim is there. At least you have to come meet him, right? For the video that what he did yesterday.
Till now, I've been with you all. Now, where should I go? At 11 o'clock. You tell me that.
Boys, any suggestions? I think you had a plan of going to the bar, right, with the boys?
Yeah.
I mean, anybody else? Okay, but before that, we have a small gift for you. I would like to call upon Sambhav. We have something for you.
Wow.
You know what that is?
Wow. Thank you. Yeah. Lovely. Nice. Oh, good. Good.
So yeah, you can just lay on the bed and keep sliding up Instagram reels. You might end up finding contents with jacket, without jacket.
Sorry? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Let's have a quick group photo.
Yes, let's do it.
Asim is the #1 fan of Vikas sir.
Usually he comes, when you call him. Today I said Asim is already.
I mean, real feelings, right? Okay, we have a logo.
6K. This is Vikas sir.
Oh.
This is 6K. Right?
Yeah, like this, right?
Yes. Like this.
Can you guys come to the front, like with him for the video?
Yeah.
Yeah, both of you guys. And you guys also on the other side. Can you guys come to the front a bit? For the video?
Ready?
Ready?
You say.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, and go.
6K! Perfect.
Thank you so much for having you. Thank you so much. Yes. And guys, I hope you guys too had a great time. We have our next week Sunday, and we have Tanisha coming in, who is a journalist, a fitness enthusiast, and a biker. Hoping to see you all on Sunday at 5 p.m. And sir, before going, Allu Arjun's number.
Back. I'll take it.